Pitmasters, what is up? Today I'm going to show you a French technique for barbecue. Most of the time when we talk about cooking steaks, we talk about thick cuts, getting them crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. The French do that too, they got the côte de bœuf. But there's also a different technique where French people slice their steaks really thin and get a beautiful outcome.
Like carpaccio?
Like carpaccio, but only better.
Ooh.
So this is a brisket, and this is the leftover part from our smoked brisket burgers. Look at it, still a giant cut. We're going to slice it up into thin slices. Look at it, it almost looks like picanha sliced like this. Big fat cap on top, marbling on the inside. And of course we're slicing it against the grain so it turns out nice and tender. So the way that I came up with this idea is you have on one side the ribeyes and the tenderloins and really nice tender cuts of beef which taste okay. And then on the other side you got the inside skirt, for instance, and it tastes really good because there's a lot of flavor in the beef. And also brisket. The reason why we make brisket is that it has a lot of fat, it stays juicy, and at the same time there's a lot of beef flavor in there. So why not make steaks out of it? And by slicing it really thin against the grain, you get a tender steak. This is how it works. This is what the French people have been doing all along. We just didn't pick up on it yet.
Why haven't you done it before then?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like in the supermarket in the Netherlands, you got these à la minute steaks, and they're just the worst kind of stuff you can get. So it's, in my mind, it's not something you would want to do, and especially not show on YouTube as something cool to do. But when I changed my mind and thought, what if we do it with brisket? If we do it with a beautiful tough cut, that might actually work. And look at it, it looks like picanha. Now of course we're going to be grilling this over high heat. We want flavor on the outside because you're not going to get the juiciness that we're looking for in a côte de bœuf or a tenderloin. So we're focusing on the outside, crust and high temperature. Of course we're going to be using my favorite charcoal, Kamado Joe Big Block. We'll put it in there. We'll put in our fire starters and light up this pile of charcoal. This is going to provide us with some serious heat. Look at the amount of charcoal that we got in there. And while we wait for this to be fully lit up, we're going to work on our French herb butter. Now, if you're going to have a French barbecue, of course there's going to be herb butter. I can't think of any French guy that does without butter for more than one day. When they're little, they already start eating so much butter. They put butter in everything, in croissants and on their baguettes. It's everywhere. Oh boy, shouldn't have said that. Everybody that's thinking something now has a dirty mind. Yeah.
Yeah, don't comment.
No comments. We don't want to know about your dirty little secrets. Of course, we're going to start with 250 grams of butter. And this might be a shame, but I'm using Dutch butter. Look, we got the butter onto room temperature and it's really super soft. So this is going to be perfect for our herb butter. To our butter, we're going to add 1 garlic clove, pressed fine, 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped chives, and 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley. Sprinkle on a little bit of salt and of course a little bit of fresh ground black pepper and set it aside. Mix that all up. Ooh, this is gonna be so good. Spread it like butter. That's what Alex the French guy would say. And this is why you need your butter to be at room temperature, otherwise this is not gonna work. Of course, we need to try this. You're gonna love this recipe for herb butter. Man, it's so good. Only one thing that can make this butter better is to leave it overnight in the fridge. Now you all know I'm gonna be eating this, but if you're sensible, make this a day ahead of time. Our charcoal's blazing hot, it's completely white, and I cannot have my hands closer than this, and it's almost too hot already. So it's time to put the grill grates on and start grilling. I'm going to set this to a low position over the direct heat. Oh, look at that grill grate. It's getting that heat right now. We don't want to wait too long. We don't want the grill grates to become crazy hot. We just needed to have enough energy to sear off the slices right away. Now, since we have this beautiful fat cap on our meat, I want to put some salt on it, just to make sure that it crispens up. With a thin slice like this, you only need to season one side, otherwise you just get too much. There we go, straight onto the fire. Oh, the flavor that comes off this. Straight up beef flavor. Now make sure you keep your eye on it, don't walk away from it, and make sure you flip it as well. Now that is what I call flavor. We got the Maillard effect going on, we got the fat rendering down. You don't want to leave it on too long, otherwise you're going to lose too much of the juices. So when we got the Maillard effect going on, we got the stripes on there, they look juicy, the fat crisping up, it's time to take them off. And this took no longer than 30 seconds. Total cooking time. Put them on your cutting board and let them rest. Look at this mountain of goodness. This can only make you smile. Imagine having a 7-kilogram whole pack of brisket, turning it into steaks. Oh man, thin sliced steaks. You can feed a whole army with this. It's just mind-blowing. Of course, if I'm French, you're gonna put some herb butter on it. Oh yeah. Sacre bleu! C'est très 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 bon. Oui, monsieur?
What are you saying?
I'm saying this just might be turning out just okay, just fine. Bonjour, parapluie, trottoir, blah blah blah, au revoir. I'm trying the best I can, but French is never my strong suit. We had a lovely French teacher in high school. Let me just go in there. I want to get like a really nice crusty piece. Looking for it. Oh yeah. One with a little bit of fat. Of course, I'm gonna try her butter first. Now our brisket. Wow. The flavor is even still juicy on the inside. I gotta try it.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was gonna be like this really dry.
Like the bottom of your shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoe sole.
But this,
It's really good. It's super juicy. Actually, it's crazy juicy. Of course, it's not as tender as a ribeye, but the flavor. One more bite before we talk about it.
better than you expected? More?
She was eyeballing the bread. You have to change the way you think about steaks. You have to look in different directions. Get your inspiration from different sources to come up with these things. If you're cooking ribeye all the time, you're thinking, we need juicy, we need tender, and then you'll leave that train of thought and you come up with, hey, what if we do it this way? And you're just gonna give it a try. Then you find out there are other things that count as well. Flavor of the beef itself. It comes from specific muscles which pack all that flavor no matter which cow you choose. And at the same time, differentiating on technique, making sure that the technique fits the cut and fits the slice. Then you'll always end up with a good result. Stop dancing and eat the steak. Let me guys get you some wine, because no wine, it's not really a French barbecue.
Not that I'm working.
Dutch people always worry about what time it is before they start drinking. Stop watching the wine, Marshall, start eating.
I'm waiting for your outro.
Oh, my outro. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, you know the drill. Leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. And I want to say a special thank you to all of our patrons and YouTube members. You guys freaking rock. Meanwhile, we're gonna enjoy a French barbecue. Hope to see you guys next time. Until then, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling.
I just love French breakfast. Wine, steak.
What did you have for breakfast? Wine, steak, and butter. I guess. Come on. I need some more of that steak, man.